Hello, welcome back to our HubSpot tips and tricks. Today we're going to be focusing on the new HubSpot Sales Workspace or dealing with leads. We did review this a little bit earlier in 2025. We are revisiting it because there's been quite a few feature updates to this system. I want to take you through them all and give you an idea of why people are loving this feature so much and how they're using it. So to get to this space, you will need Sales Hub Professional or Enterprise. And to access it, just simply go to Sales and then the Sales Workspace. Once you're in the workspace, you'll see a screen similar to this. This is our demo system, so please keep in mind that I do have demo leads in here. But the area where people spend most of their time is this leads tab here. So this page, as a reminder, this will give you an update of what tasks you've got due today, if you have any, what's coming up tomorrow, and then they have updated this, so now you can see all and overdue, all that sort of stuff. So they have updated this section, which is great. It will also give you an overview of what contacts are currently in a sequence, and this area down here is what we call guided actions. So what HubSpot's doing, it's having a look at your emails if you've given it access via the AI access to your emails. It's giving you it's essentially AI sitting over the top, having a look at your contacts, your deals and whatnot, and it's basically saying, hey, look, there's some people that need to be followed up. There's some deals that are going stale. There's someone that's visited your website, maybe reach out to them. So we can really run through this and get a feel for some suggestions around what you could be doing with some of your prospects and your contacts in your system. So to get the full features, you will need to connect your calendar, and then that will give you like meeting insights and all that as well. It's actually quite a powerful screen. So if you're in a sales related role, this is where you're spending a fair bit of your time. The next section is the leads tab. I'm going to call it a tab. So the leads tab is where we have what we call a lead come into the system. So as a reminder, a lead versus a deal. Typically a lead would be something that is not qualified by your qualification process. So whether that be, if we look at say basic band, do they have budget? Do they have the authority to make a decision? Do they have a need, and is there a timeline? So that'd be your basic qualifications, but it could be, are they the right size company? Do they have a challenge that we can solve for them? Are they a good fit culturally? All those types of qualification filtering criteria. So once we are in here, a typical use case, I'm going to go into this section here for a second, but what most people would be used to when they're using the Sales Workspace is this screen here. So a use case would be something along the lines of someone entering their details on your Contact Us web form. So that would typically go into your leads here. There'd be some sort of automation to generate the lead. The reason for that is that you want to include everything from the form in like the notes in the leads, so that you get an idea of what form they filled out, and any other information. It could be a referral, something along those lines, where it's a person who's come in of their own accord or someone sending them to you, and you need to go through a qualification. So the way that we work this, and you can have multiple pipelines. So that's something I do love about this. So in our business, our two main core services right now are CRM services, and about 10% of what we do is we build websites. So we have a CRM lead pipeline and a website lead pipeline, and they act a little bit differently. So in here, we've got our specific leads that have come in. We can select, are they new business? Are they an upsell from existing client? Are we reattempting to reach out to a lead that went dead once? We can set up automations or tags so that we have a lead label. So for some businesses, we might have a drop down in their form that says, hey, how quickly do you want to get started? And if someone's filled out, say as soon as possible, then we would set that as hot. If it's like, I'm unsure, you might set that as cold. So you can use these leads however you want. the company that's connected to, and this one here is interesting, the stage of where the lead's at. So a normal process would be, if you've got a new lead coming in, it would show up as new, and then you can go through the process of, okay, well, I'm going to attempt to reach out to them via email, phone, whatever the means might be. So you would then switch that to attempting, and once they're in the attempting stage, you can then write some notes. So I'm just going to refresh my screen because I've lost my scroll ability. Actually, it's not up here. I'm going to refresh my screen. Give me a sec. Okay, there we go. I've got it back. There we go. So as we scroll through our columns here, this is completely configurable. We can add columns, we can remove columns. So for some people, they love being able to have a column where they can just add notes and have live updates. But the thing that I like about this, which is where people use it a lot, is say we're in the attempting stage, we haven't been able to make contact yet, you've left a couple of voice messages. So what I want to do is schedule an activity as a reminder to reach out to that person tomorrow. So it's a matter of going to here, selecting a call task, and notice I've got tomorrow selected. So select a call task and then hit that and then done. Okay, now I go to my next new lead. Then I attempt to reach out to that person. Now what will happen is when I'm back in my summary screen, I've now got, if I've got say due tomorrow, that will show me I've got a single call task due tomorrow. And if you are on your HubSpot phone app, then that'll show on your phone app on the home screen. All you have to do is click the phone icon, assuming the person has a phone number attached, and it'll call the number straight away. So you don't have to bother fumbling through lists of people trying to find the person, trying to find their number. You just set it up as a call task and bang, you can just give them a call straight away. So that's the lead section. The next section I do want to show you is this ability here, which is when you've made contact and you can, I'm going to scroll down to here, qualify them. So maybe you're on the phone, they're like, yep, right fit. Let's catch up and do, say, a discovery session together where we do more of a deep dive. And now we can create a sales opportunity off the back of that straight from this screen. So I go ahead and click create. And it's now gone off and created a deal for me. So that's nice and easy. Now, something that HubSpot has brought in very recently, I think in the last few days, is this ability to have a Kanban view of our leads board. That was something that was missing. So HubSpot has brought that in. So thank you, HubSpot, if you're listening. So it means that we can now move these across. They work exactly the same as the main sales deal board, where you can have gates where you can only move this thing forward if it's you've filled out certain fields in the lead, or you can't move leads back. So you can set it up how you want. And something that was released yesterday, so yesterday at the time of recording, is this deals tab here. So the deals tab was a little bit messy for a while, but now that we're back in here, I personally, I prefer the Kanban board, but the thing I love about this is you've got these lead scores. So if you've got a deal that was maybe hot once, but is getting a little bit cold because you haven't spoken for a while, then that lead score will start to drop, so you can start to recover it and bring that score back up. But HubSpot has just released a Kanban view for this, and I've just noticed it's not in my portal, so I'll switch it on. Okay, so nice little secret, if you need access to any of these early release features, you can go across here and select product updates. I've just searched for the word deal, and there's my Kanban style board that was released yesterday at the time of recording. So I click on join beta, click to get my whole portal up to date. I'm going to refresh my screen, and you'll notice I now have the new Kanban board showing up. Okay, so it's now up there. I had to wait about 30 seconds for it to push off to my portal. But now that it's here, I can now use my familiar Kanban board. I can click just down here to save myself a bit of real estate. And this is now becoming really similar to the old CRM deal screen that you're probably used to. So I'll just open that quickly in here. So you're probably used to this one if you've used it before. So it's getting really similar to this, which I like. So So similar to what we can do with leads, we can move these forward. We can work the deals as you would expect. The one thing I do like about this screen here, and similar with our leads, is on the left-hand side here, I can just very quickly just go, oh, which deals have stalled? So I can click here and get a view very quickly of what I could be working on, what I could be focusing on, what has a close date that was expected close date that's now gone past its date. So I do love these features on the left-hand side here. So there's way more to this. It's actually quite big, but I think that's enough to get you started with the sales dashboard, the sales workspace. We've got tasks, we've got our schedule, we've got a feed of activity, we can set up dashboards. There's a lot more to this, but this is enough to give you the basics just to be able to work all your leads through your pipeline, filter them in or out and qualify them, convert them to sales deals, and then walk them through your sales pipeline. So I hope that helps. Like I said before, if you want to keep up to date with these types of updates from HubSpot, please subscribe to our channel, subscribe to our updates from our website, and we will see you in our next video. Thanks again for watching.